In continuation of the last videos on periodic properties of BSc Part 1 Inorganic Chemistry, in this video we are going to study about factors affecting electron affinity. The first factor is effective nuclear charge. When effective nuclear charge increases, the electron is pulled by stronger attractive force. Hence, greater amount of energy would be released. Thus, increase in effective nuclear charge increases electron affinity and vice versa. The next is atomic size. We know the attractive force varies inversely to the square of the distance, and the added electron occupies the outermost shell, so lesser amount of energy would be released if the electron is accepted by a larger atom. The third factor is screening effect of electrons. When an electron is added to the valence shell of a neutral atom, it is screened by all the electrons already present. Consequently, it feels weaker attraction. Thus, with the increase in the number of the electrons, if we keep the Z unchanged, then we see that the screening effect increases and electron affinity decreases. Next we come to the stability of half-filled and completely filled orbitals. In case an atom attains half-filled or completely filled configuration by accepting an electron, greater amount of energy will be released on anion formation. Conversely, the addition of electron is less desired in case the stable configuration is disturbed. In such cases, the electron affinity will be low. For example, when an electron is added to a carbon atom with 1s2, 2s2, 2p2 configuration, we get stable configuration in which 2p orbitals are half filled, that is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. Similarly, fluorine attains stable neon configuration on accepting an electron, that is it goes from the electron configuration of atom from 1s2, 2s2, 2p5 to 1s2, 2s2, 2p6 configuration. Hence, the electron affinity of these elements are high. So, if we consider, then we see that in the atomic state, the carbon has 1s2, 2s2, 2p electrons, and on accepting an electron, it becomes 1s2, 2s2, 2p3. While for fluorine, in the atomic state, it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p5, and after attaining an electron, it gets the stable configuration of 1s2, 2s2, 2p6. On the other hand, the stable configuration of nitrogen, which is atomic, nitrogen is 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, it will be disturbed if it accepts an electron. So, we see that here the nitrogen in the atomic state has 1s2, 2s2, 2p3 configuration. When it adds on an electron, the configuration becomes for nitrogen minus 1s2, 2s2, p4. Hence, nitrogen has low electron affinity. Now we see the periodic trends in electron affinity. Electron affinity is governed mainly by the size and effective nuclear charge of the atom. With an increase in the effective nuclear charge and a decrease in the atomic radii, the tendency of an atom to attract an electron increases. Consequently, more energy is released in anion formation. The next we see is variation in a period. In a period, an overall increase in effective nuclear charge and an overall decrease in size observed from left to right because of gradual increase in the nuclear charge and gradual decrease in the size. The electron affinity is expected to increase successively with increasing atomic number. Some of the interesting reversals are, however, observed, which are discussed below. The first is relatively high value of all alkali metals. In a period, an alkali metal is expected to have lowest electron affinity values because it is the first member of the period. But surprisingly enough, it is unexpectedly high, much higher than that of the corresponding member of the second A group and even higher than the electron affinity of the member of third A group. This can be explained on the basis of their outer electronic configuration. Lower electron affinities of the alkaline earth metals is a consequence of the fact that the outermost orbital, that is n orbital, is completely filled in the second A group, and the added electron must go in the np orbital of higher energy, whereas in alkali metal there is a vacancy in the n orbital in which the added electron is accommodated. Since n orbital has greater penetrating tendency than p orbitals, the added electron in alkali metal experiences greater attraction than that in an alkaline earth metal. The absorption of energy is indicated by putting positive sign before the numerical values. The lower values of electron affinity for third group members as compared to the alkali metal is attributed to the fact that the added electron also finds a room in the NP sublevel. Hence, addition of an electron to the member of the third group is accompanied by lesser release in energy than that for the alkali metals. In the successive elements, the effect of the charge and size dominates. Like electronegativity, electron affinity is more important for non-metals. This is because metals have a tendency to form cations by losing electrons rather than forming anions by accepting electrons, even though energy is liberated in doing so. Now we come to the very small electron affinity of fifth group elements. According to the trend expected for a period, the fifth group elements should have electron affinity more than the fourth group elements because the former have greater effective nuclear charge. However, electron affinities of nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. elements are lower than the corresponding fourth and sixth group elements. This amount also is based on the outer electronic configuration. The fifth group elements have half-filled configuration which is stable, and these elements therefore resist any change which might be brought by adding electron to them. In other words, nitrogen and phosphorus have lesser tendency to accept electrons. This accounts for their lower values of electron affinity. Now we come to the application of the electron affinity. Electron affinity is found to be very useful in the calculation of the unknown terms in the cyclic process of ionic compounds. This term can be conveniently calculated if electron affinity term is known. For example, lattice energy. Stability and formation of ionic crystals is explained with the help of the lattice energy of the salts. However, no direct experimental methods for the determination of lattice energy is known. Its theoretical calculation is done with the help of ionic charge, interionic distance and crystal structure. Since almost correct values of electron affinity for some halogens are known to us, the lattice energy can be obtained by putting the value of electron affinity in the equation obtained from Born-Haber cycle. As has been discussed for NaCl, thus the lattice energy for NaCl can be obtained by this equation, which states that lattice energy is equal to sublimation energy plus ionization energy plus dissociation energy minus electron affinity plus heat of formation. So this is all for today. Thank you.